The latest extension of express lanes is Jacqueline Woodbridge from Transurban. Thank you so much, Jacqueline, for joining us.
Hi, Larry, Patrice. Thanks so much for having me.
So, first of all, this partnership. Well, let's get to the details of it. This is this the last 10-mile extension now of 95 express lanes? Where is it, and or are there more in the plans?
Sure. So as of right now, the plans are that this is the extension that we'll be going with forward. That can always change in the future depending on, how we can best impact our communities and our customers in the area. Okay. This 10-mile extension goes down into Fredericksburg. So currently, or I guess yesterday, the express lanes ended around Garrisonville Road up in northern Stafford. But this morning is the first rush hour. You can take it all the way down to Route 17. So with that northbound traffic getting into D.C., you can take it all the way from the Rappahannock to the Potomac.
Well, and as somebody who has to drive down to Quantico on a semi-regular basis, that stretch not only was begging for this, Jacqueline, but also the fact that this is now complete means that the construction that was going on to get these lanes done, that's also
Thank
completed.
God.
Sure. Well, we do still have 2 access points opening up later this year. So that full 10-mile extension is open with that access at the south and the north. We do have actually another access point opening up near Quantico at Russell Road later this year, as well as one at Courthouse Road, Route 630.
So, Jacqueline, talk to us about how this project came about. From what I understand, this is a public-private partnership between VDOT and, of course, Transurban. So talk to us about that process, how much it cost, and, what the prospects of more of these types of public-private partnerships are for the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Transurban's been partnering with VDOT and the Commonwealth for over 10 years now, starting with our 495 express lanes. Now we've got our 395 and 95 express lanes now as well. This particular extension cost about $670 million. It's privately funded by Transurban and has been in works with the VDOT and the Commonwealth, beginning negotiations in 2017, breaking ground in 2019. And now those 10 miles are open now in 2023.
And how now are you still utilizing the dynamic pricing for this extension or for other extensions? I know that it's still in place in some express lanes, and it can be confusing sometimes because I drive by the sign sometimes and I'll see, a 3-mile stretch costing a lot more than I would expect it to cost. How do you calculate that, and is that still sort of part of the formula?
Yep, the formula is still dynamic tolling. So what we do on our back end is adjust those prices every 10 minutes. We actually collect over 2,000 data points along our roadway to make sure that we can adjust those prices and keep traffic flowing at least 55 miles an hour so folks can have that reliable, fast trip no matter what.
And now these are reversible express lanes, is that correct? So is there ever how does that work? You just determine at 3 p.m. this lane reverses and that one goes over?
Yeah, actually it's the longest reversible road in the United States now that we have this 10-mile extension added. Reversal summer schedule, it's going northbound in the morning to get folks into town. And then switches at about midday back to southbound so that everyone can get back home in the afternoon. And then we'll switch again northbound at midnight.
According to Jamie Whitten, every 10 minutes on the 5s here is when we check in on the traffic every morning, and she's been letting us know it seems pretty easy going today. That might be because it's the middle of summer and it's a Friday. But have you noticed, like today, are you monitoring it? Have you noticed a difference in terms of the flow?
Today we haven't, experienced any problems or backups or anything like that. Of course that can change, but so far this morning we've had a really smooth rush hour.
And anytime we have a public works like this, whether it's a totally public project or this one a public-private partnership, I'm curious as to how this went according to plan. Like, you told us the budget. Was that the original budget? Is this the schedule that you were on? Were you expected to open in August of 23?
We were actually expected to open earlier. We did encounter an issue with some highly plastic soils that are millions of years old from the Potomac glaciers and things like that. That did cause some delays and cost overruns, but those cost overruns were completely covered by Transurban, no taxpayer dollars into any of that. So this 10-mile extension is actually opening earlier than what we had initially projected after we discovered those clay soils.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, this is going to save a lot of drivers' time, and I certainly appreciate that when I'm driving south and coming back north. But do you know if there's going to be an economic impact of this extension?
Yeah, actually, just during construction, we created about $1 billion worth of economic impact here in the Stafford-Fredericksburg area, as well as created about 9,000 jobs just, with the construction project alone. And, people are going to be able to make one more delivery up to Quantico. They're going to be able to, make sure they get to work on time. So that economic impact is just going to be immeasurable. Other points in which Transurban is, improving transit and quality of life in general here in Stafford is through contributions to transit. So parts of our 395 tolling revenues actually go to Northern Virginia Transportation Commission's Commuter Choice Program. We've contributed about $60 million so far for transit projects along the corridor, and about $15 million of that has actually been in Fredericksburg and Stafford.
Oh, you say that, Jacqueline, but here's the thing. You're heading down Stafford County, you're heading to Quantico, the traffic is terrible, it's not moving, so you get off at the first exit, try to find an alternate route, take side roads, and then you see that Popeye's chicken drive-thru, and you get your Popeye's chicken sandwich in the drive-thru. Now we won't be doing that because of the express lane. So what about that poor Popeye's franchise?
As a lover of their secret sauce, I think I would still make that stop.
Yeah, trust me. Meredith gets a hankering for biscuits. We're stopping at Popeyes. All right, Jacqueline, thank you. Congratulations to you guys. Good job,
so much,
and we'll be watching.